There is an indefinable, mysterious power that pervades everything. That power that can make a way out of no way.
Today, in the world, there's so much suffering because of that one of prayer.
Welcome, everybody, to the Prayer Revolution. So glad you're here. My name is Doyal. I'm here with my good friend Vira. We're here to share with you a little morning prayer. We do this every day, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We're so glad you're here. Thank you for all our live Zoomers tuned in. It's good to see your smiling, beaming faces. And thank you for all those who might be tuning in on Facebook Live and on Podcast Land. How you doing, Vira?
I'm doing good. Yeah. You were cutting out a little bit. Can you hear me, Doyle?
I can hear you. Was I cutting out, everybody?
No, okay. Maybe it's just from my side.
I think it's just from your side, Vera. You're in a new location. You in a side room of your house or what?
I am, yes. So I'm in my little treehouse.
Treehouse.
Yes.
Nice.
Appreciating Zoe. Love seeing the sun shining on you. Hand in your Japa bag. In prayer mode, and love seeing you guys on here. Super grateful. Doyle, I want to see if you're feeling inspired to share a prayer from your heart today. Love getting to hear you pray the other day, and yeah, I want to keep hearing you pray and receiving also, if you're up for it.
Oh, Christian, you're putting me in the hot seat, Vera. You really put me in the hot seat. Sure. Yeah, I guess I have to, right? I can't embarrass myself and say no.
You could say no. I wouldn't embarrass you.
Thanks.
But
okay, we'll go ahead. I'll step up to the plate.
Okay.
So we can. The most important thing is just close our eyes and get a little quiet. If you're new to prayer, you can just listen if you'd like. Just kind of step into the beating rhythm of your heart. Prayer really is a language of the heart that, regardless if we even don't ever put words to it, we can communicate that there is a beating force of life in our heart that we can tune into to turn off whatever distractions may be going on in your life right now. And just allow yourself to listen. Try to connect. So, dear God, there is a lot going on in the world right now, inside me and outside me. And I know that my best thinking got me here, and our best thinking got us here. And I'm asking and I'm praying and I'm hoping that today, in this moment, you'll guide my choices, that you'll guide my thoughts, that you'll guide the way I see people, and that you'll give me the courage to let go of the conceptions and preconceptions and misconceptions that I have about myself and about other people, so that I can start to see the world the way you want me to see the world. And when I start to see the world the way you want me to see the world, I can start to act in the world the way you want me to act in the world. And I know that that will bring me the greatest fulfillment of my life. Not because I'm doing anything specific that I need to figure out the formula to, but because I'll simply be acting in alignment with my true nature, my true dharma, which is your will for me in this life. And so I'm tired of trying to figure that out for myself. And I'm asking that you give me the ability and the courage to slow down enough, quiet myself enough so that I can start to become in tune with that. And I could give me the courage of detachment to let go of all the things that I think I need that are getting in the way for me walking that path. And I'm the only person that I can actually take responsibility to do that for. I can't force anybody else to do that. I can't control anybody else to see the world a certain way. I can't force anybody else to act in a certain way. I can't force anybody else to behave in a way or treat each other a certain way or treat me a certain way. I can only control how I respond to your call in my life. But I believe that if I respond to that call in my life, I can be used as an instrument, however you see me best, to serve and influence and be there for others in the world. And just like Arjuna on the battlefield, regardless of the outcome, I'll know that I'll be in integrity with the choices that I'm making in my life. And that will bring me peace and joy and contentment. And that's the best chance I or anybody has in changing the world and making a positive difference. So please wash over me with that confidence, that surrender, that moment to moment clarity. Um, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be that instrument in the world. And I pray that you give that to me at every moment, and you give that to everybody here on this Zoom call at every moment, everybody listening on podcasts at every moment, and every single person in our country and around the world, that you grant that to us. And as we always pray and chant your names through connection, that we hold on to this lifeline of you through divine prayer and through divine mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. How'd I do?
How you doing today, Doyle?
Doing okay. Thanks. I appreciate it. We're doing a little role reversal here.
You caught on.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, Baba. It was super, super beautiful. Yeah. I felt like I was listening to the symphony of my own heart, and your word.
That was it. He beamed out. He couldn't take it anymore. He beamed out to the spiritual world. We're losing you, Vera. Vera, if you can hear us, Vera, we heard Symphony of Your Heart, and then you froze.
Yeah, no, I felt like you were basically connecting to the symphony of my heart. I felt like that there's a song that's going on, that there's a beautiful voice that is being sung and spoken, and your prayer. I felt like you. Yes, I could understand you were speaking it, but it was like, oh my God, I'm in there. Like I'm inside my heart right now. Like that's the voice. Like those are the words. Those are the requests, the hopes, the prayers of our heart. And so thank you for taking taking us there. Anybody else resonate with that? Did that feel like yeah? Yes.
I can't do that emoji so well.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you just gotta flex those thumbs.
You gotta drop the thumb.
Flex them down. There you go.
Yeah.
Grateful to be with you, Doyle. What is in your heart? What is in your mind? What are you hoping to share today as a message?
I think that I think a word that's coming to my mind right now is a softening, because there's a lot that I'm resisting, and I think that throughout my life, I I work. I'm on the go a lot. I'm on the go a lot. I do a lot, and I've been taking the last few days this training in structural consulting. It's called Foundations of Structural Thinking. Structural thinking really is, it's used in businesses. It's also used in personal development. And the basis behind it is that you really try to understand the foundational structures or mechanisms of how things are actually working. How things are actually, what's really going on. So, you can say something to me and I can get offended and say, you made me angry, but that may not at all be what's happening. You know what I mean? It may just be that actually, like, I feel like I need the approval of other people. And when you criticize me, it challenges that. And therefore I feel that I'm unworthy, and that it triggers something deeper, which tells me that, some concept I have about myself and the way that people should treat each other, et cetera. And it's like these various layers of concepts that we have, and structures that we have, and tensions that we have that seek resolution in our life. And so it's just really making me analyze more and more and more the layers of, like, why I'm actually doing what I'm doing, and how the busyness that I have in my life I think it's for this and that, or I'm trying to make money, or I'm trying to help, or I'm trying to just do this. And um, recognizing that, um, that if I can, that really there's a lot of fear, and there's a lot of, which is the opposite of faith. Um, and that if I don't keep pushing and doing those things, I'm not going to get what I'm really looking for, and asking myself what I'm really, really looking for. And so I think the prayer that I was sharing was me trying to connect to that piece of myself that can trust that I don't have to be busy all the time, or I don't have to be striving all the time, or I don't have to be achieving all the time, or that there really is no FOMO on a spiritual platform.
Mm.
Like, I'm not gonna miss out on that because it's available to me internally at every moment.
Mm.
But I have to connect with that and trust that, and then I will be guided. You know,
Mhm.
and so those are just some rambling thoughts. What's going on?
Yeah, sound pretty structured to me.
Structured.
Structured rambling. Yeah, you're seeing yeah, you're seeing that you don't want to yeah, you don't want to live in fear. You don't want to live in lack, or and and that you're wanting to go deeper into your faith and bringing that into every moment, every experience of your life, whether that's making money or relationships or managing. And you do a lot, right? You do a ton, and then seems like that you know it's easy in that situation for your mind and your consciousness to kind of shift into like it's all dependent upon you. Like there's this big pressure that's there, that's like, if you don't show up, the whole thing's going to fall apart, whatever it may be. And so it's like, yeah, that healthy duty, that healthy pressure, but also you're wanting to, yeah, you wanting to actually get to the essence of what's driving you.
Yeah. I mean, it's something. It's exactly. It's like, what am I really looking? It's like, so say, for example, I do something and someone doesn't appreciate me, right? And that makes me
Mm,
upset. And it's like, well, ask, like, do you think people should appreciate you?
mm,
It's like, yes. Well, why do you think people should appreciate you? It's like, oh, well, I don't know why they should. I mean, I guess they don't have to. And it's like, what are you looking from that? What are you looking for that from that appreciation? I just
mm,
want validation. It's like, oh, so validation is important to you. Like,
mm,
yeah, validation is important. And you think that that comes from other people. Yes. So your sense of happiness is something that other people give you. It's like,
mm,
I guess so. I didn't think of it that way. I didn't do it on purpose. I'm sorry. And so it's just kind of like, oh, it's like, oh, that's what's going on. What am I looking for? I'm looking for appreciation for other people. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for appreciation from other people. I'm looking for something else that I think that appreciation is going to give me. You know what I mean? And so I think that
mm,
you know, I mean, even so much, not to get dicey or touchy, but like even so much about like what's happening in the world in terms of like, protests that are going on in the street, et cetera, like that. How much is just like what's really going on? I want to be seen as somebody who's helping, or there's a guilt that I have for letting things go on for too long, or you know what I mean? It's like it's just a real hard, true. It's basically like just trying to get to reality.
mhm,
That's basically what it is. It's
mhm,
just really trying to get to reality of what's going on and taking place in my life.
mhm,
And then from that, you can start to assess, is that reality something that I am resisting, or the concept that I have true? And so I think that's really, and then I think that when I can get to that, I start to see the power of choice,
mm,
that I can actually start to be in the driver's seat of my life, and I'm making choices that are based off of the reality of the structures that I'm operating out of.
mhm, mhm.
So
Yeah, making decisions, thoughts, actions, words that are aligned with your higher truth, with truth,
yeah,
instead of aligned with something that is unconsciously going. Whatever those thoughts are, whatever those structures are that have been created in our thinking.
yeah. So
Mm.
I do think you should appreciate me, Vera. So please don't forget to do that.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because as you said that, I mean, that triggered, like, I'm hearing you, and I'm hearing the essence of what you're saying is that, yeah, like, to get in, right? To actually get into that, get into our, our inner working, and to take responsibility for our inner working, that's
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
that we're
Totally.
100% responsible for our experience of life. It's not outside. It's not somebody else's job ultimately to validate us, and at the same time, it's like, okay, then where is the exchange? Where is the importance placed on exchange? I'm interested to hear that from you. I have my thoughts on it, but it's like, okay, if I'm finding this inner fulfillment, if I'm finding this inner satisfaction, I'm finding this clarity, this truth, this connection with God, then okay, like, what is the need for exchange? Where does relationship come in? Where does appreciation and validation and love, where do those things come in? What's the point of them?
I want to hear from you, Vera. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me this. Tell me the orchestra of your heart. We lost him.
No, I'm with you. Every now and then, maybe once every couple minutes, it pauses. But it seems like it's staying with us. Well, okay. I really want to hear your thoughts, but I mean, I'm happy to share mine too. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So where does love and appreciation come in? If I'm finding all of that within myself, if I'm finding all of that within my relationship with God, within my own heart, within my own prayer practice, then where does exchange? Why is it so important? And because the ultimate fulfillment of my heart is to be able to share that. That is the greatest fulfillment and satisfaction of my heart, is to be able to share, like, the well of spiritual energy and connection and love and clarity, and to share that with God, to share that with others. And so that's where I could say, okay, so that's where it fits in. And so then, okay, so then I'm not validating, I'm not looking for external validation to make me, but it's a natural expression from the heart, from the soul. It's actually a natural expression. And when it's grungy, where it's like, we're, you can feel it, right? It doesn't even satisfy. It actually doesn't even satisfy. When I'm looking for appreciation and validation and I get it, I'm like, okay, like, like, I got a breath of air, but, like, I need some more, like, I need to take it to another level. I need some more, where's the next validation? Where's the next one? Where's the next one? And it's never ending, right? Because we're validating, we're validating a part of ourself that is false. And so by its nature, it has to keep on, it has to keep on growing and becoming more complex and more controlling in order to be able to receive it. When we're actually receiving genuine,
Losing him.
it is a genuine appreciation. I'm there, right?
Yeah, cutting in and out, but you're good now. You cut in and out here and there.
Yeah. So that's the difference, right? Okay, if I'm coming from that connection with a higher power, if I'm coming from my heart, if my appreciation is with that vision and with that intention and that mood, it's going to touch the other person's heart. It's going to touch, and then what's going to happen? It's going to activate that within them, and then it's like, it just becomes this reciprocal, eternal reciprocal relationship of expressing those loving emotions and sentiments in different ways that are all connected to God and to spirit. And so that's what I was thinking. But it's I could see it being complicated. I could see it being something that we really have to be, like, what I'm hearing you talking, like, we really got to be honest with ourselves. Like, what part of us is getting validated when someone, praises us? What part of us is getting validated,
Yeah. Um it was it was coming up earlier in the training also, and I was thinking, because we have our good friend, family member George on the call, and I remember I'd visit his house oftentimes, and his son, my good friend Hari Prasad, um, it's from a Jewish family with a Hebrew background, and they would he would call him Abba or Ab, which means father. And I never knew what that word meant until I heard it in a sermon once. And that word Abba is actually directly used in the Bible to refer to God. Um, and when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, just before his death, he prayed Abba, and he said, which means Father. All things are possible to you. Remove this cup from me, yet not what I want, but what you want. And so this word specifically, which is often used just in an affectionate term to a close family member, was used in reference to God, to that supreme higher power. And I think that that's the type of personal relationship that we recognize when we no longer put God in this like super other distance, like order supplier of like, yes, please help the world find peace and please help things work out, etc. But it's like, no, like that's a person who I'm closely connected to, an intimate relationship that also has the ability, the supreme ability to provide that sense of softness and validation. And I think spiritual wholeness is the journey towards learning how to reflect that validation in a healthy way,
Mm.
where I know that I am living God's will in my life in a way of service to others, and I'm not seeking anything from anybody because I have what I need. The soul itself is by nature full, but when that soul is disconnected, I mean, even in the Bible itself, you read like a vine,
Mm.
a branch disconnected from the tree, or stay connected to the vine itself.
Mm.
And so, like, if I'm a soul that's disconnected from its connection to God, it's kind of like, it's like, imagine like you're in outer space and like your helmet comes out and it's like, you need oxygen, like, where's the oxygen? I'm disconnected from my oxygen source, so I'm going to be searching for it everywhere. Like, are you going to give me that validation I'm looking for? But it's like, put the spacesuit back on and just connect internally. It's like, oh, that's what yoga means, to connect. That's what the word religion means, to reconnect. It's like, oh, that's actually, I have to reconnect there, and then I'm not going to be like a vampire searching for it out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's scary because I've never done that before.
Mm.
It's different my whole life. But I think
Yeah.
that that's genuine relationship with God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was remembering a time at the Bhakti Center. Like, I just think about those different times where, you feel that validation internally. Like, just feel like, man, like I'm just like, yeah, I feel I'm doing a good job in life. I feel like I'm treading lightly and I'm giving more than I'm taking. Just in a humble way. Just like feeling that inner satisfaction. From the way we're behaving in life. And I remember this is probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I was it was about 1 or 2 in the morning, and it was after a big festival at the Bhakti Center, one of our big ones. Hundreds of guests, Doyal cooking up a 12 course feast and serving hundreds of people, and just a huge party. And we're cleaning up after, and finishing up the dishes and locking up the place, sweeping, mopping, all that. And then at the end of the night, I remember I had a little bit remaining in my daily meditation practice because it's such a busy day. And then so about for 20 minutes or so, I was on the rooftop at the Bhakti Center. And toward the end of the night, there's just 1 or 2 or 3 maybe people volunteering, helping out, and it's so quiet. Nobody sees you. You're not getting any accolades. There's no big public service announcement. There's no one gets any gold stars or pay raises, but it's like,
Everybody wake up, everybody, and come appreciate Dear for cleaning up. Everybody,
yeah,
attention, attention.
totally, yeah. And it's so satisfying. Like, it's just so satisfying. And I think about it at the house too. It's the end of the night, and doing some dishes. I get to. I get to serve. I get to make a difference in people's lives, and in small ways, and that comes
Losing you.
validation come from. To let our validation come from being seen by God in every moment of our life. You know, we are seen. We are seen on that rooftop of the Bhakti Center. The moon is shining, calling out God's names. I just know, like, we're together in this. Like, we swept and mopped this place together. It feels good, you know. And thank you, Father, for giving me so much, you know, opportunity to serve. Mm-hmm.
Could bring our festivals back.
Yeah, Doyle, gotta get you making those malpurs. Get you cooking it up in the kitchen.
Man, I can go for some maple malpurs today. Yeah. We're losing you, Vira.
Sorry, my internet's not so great, guys. Yeah, sorry, it's not so great today. I'll be back in the office tomorrow.
You're good. You're great. We love it. We love seeing your little treehouse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Barbara mentioned, I deleted half my Facebook friends because I hardly knew them and was asking myself, what are they giving me? And the answer was validation. Validation from strangers. I just read this. I just started following Steven Jackson this morning. He's a former basketball player that's been speaking a lot about what's happening in our country today, and I kind of like what he has to say. And he posted something that he said, if I delete or unfriend you on social media, it's personal. Just wanted to make sure it was clear. You know, some people are like, aren't sure. It's like, oh, it's not personal. It's like, it's one of, you know, it's personal.
Yeah, mm-hmm. It's intentional.
It's intentional.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's, you know, I mean, that's a whole other realm we can get into in terms of social media validation, etc. But save that for another episode.
Yeah. Let's search for it inside at the small. I'm referring to where if I can't find gratitude right now, I'm not going to find it later. You know, if I'm not finding a connection with God right now, I'm not going to find it later. It's now or never, in a sense. You know, we always have opportunities, but it's like it's not something that's going to happen down the road. It is something that's right now. It is an inner work. It is today. It is, you know, if we're not feeling that connection, we're not feeling that fulfillment, that happiness in life, it is today is the time to stop and pause and assess, not tomorrow, not on our next vacation, not on, you know, our quarterly goal check, you know, whatever it is. Like, no, it's right now. Like, I'm disconnected. Okay, like, let me take inventory right now, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Let me do that every single day and start to understand, to pray for clarity, for understanding, to be able to recognize actually what is it that I'm doing to cause this suffering state of existence, that it's self-imposed unknowingly. And that suffering can be, we could have experienced our whole life. We don't even know that there's another option. There is for each and every one of us to right now, to in the simple activities and these dialogues and our prayers and our meditation, keeping our home clean and our work, we can experience profound levels of gratitude. We can experience a profound connection, a perfection that right now that I'm walking the path that God laid out for me. That is the only thing that could possibly be happening. And if our consciousness is aligned with that, then man, it's a beautiful life. When our consciousness is not aligned with it, then we're looking for it outside somewhere. We're oftentimes looking for it outside. So let's look inside.
Yeah. Beautiful. Let's look inside. Let's stay inside, everybody. Stay inside. That's what we all need to hear right now during quarantine. Stay inside.
If you didn't get there.
That's what we've been told. Stay inside, everybody. Stay inside. Don't go outside. Don't go outside for your validation, please.
Right. Not inside. Yes, right. It was we got a huge memo, but we missed it. We thought it was stay inside of our house, but really it was stay inside of yourself.
Oh my God, we missed it.
The news has been trying to communicate it. They didn't. A couple millimeters and it would have transformed the entire universe. We would be living in utopia after these 2 months.
Missed the memo. Anyways, love you, Vera. Love seeing you smiling. Love hearing your voice. Love seeing our friends tuning in with us. Thank you guys all so much. We love you very much and are grateful and glad that you are being here. And we look forward to seeing you guys every day. And we'll see you all tomorrow, next time. Love you, love you. Haribo.
Hari. Go have a great day, guys. Mwah. Love you, Bhakmini. Good to see you guys. Have a beautiful day.
Sweet souls. Bye-bye. Todd, thanks for being here.
Haribo, Pankaj.